how we all are on our phones, right? So addicted to it, so addicted to knowing what is happening, what is the message that has come, or if we have sent something, has something come back in reply. Our world has become so instantaneous, and it's all about screen time nowadays. Over 10% of children under the age of 5 have technology addiction, which means that they spend over 4 hours a day on the screen. And that's a really scary statistic because there are such implications for extended screen time at such a young age. Welcome to Kanika's Corner, and today I'm going to be talking about screen time and what it means, why is it harmful for young children, and how we have managed to keep our 2-year-old interested in things other than screen time. For the last 10 years, I've been working with children with neurodevelopmental disabilities, and there's a lot of work that we do with technology with them. Lots of good things that we use using tablets and various apps, and it actually makes a very big difference to the way they communicate. But then through the COVID pandemic, we saw how technology deeply impacted everyone. All of us got hooked onto our screens and onto watching things and binge watching and constantly messaging, and addictions on the screen went up hugely. So there were so many cases I dealt with of really young children of 8-10-year-olds just wanting to be on their screen the whole time and not even able to do regular daily activities without the screen. So on one hand, I talk about how good technology is, but why is screen time or extended use of screen time not good for young children? Point number one, images on the screen are so fast moving and so attractive that they pale in comparison, or any other form of entertainment, storybooks, storytelling, toys, all of that pales in comparison. And a child's mind, if they are given a lot of access to screen time early on, they get used to having things move that fast. And so if something doesn't move that fast, like the pages of a book or a toy that you're playing with or a puzzle, they don't want to do that anymore. They don't want to engage with that anymore. And that's really harmful because it means that we are then teaching this child that whatever is coming on this little screen or on a big screen, or you're using a remote control to control what's happening on the big screen, that those are good things to do and absolutely nothing else. So very important to curtail screen time earlier on, bring up an attention and bring up an interest in all of these other things, and then over time slowly you get them to watch more educational content on screens. The World Health Organization and pediatric associations across the world recommend that children under the age of 2 are not shown any screen time other than brief video chats, and for those between the ages of 2 to 4, it's 1 hour per day. That's it. So there is this really fine line between showing them something that's educational, something that is good for them, versus it becoming just something entertaining. And of course, it is so easy to show them a screen when we want to distract them or reduce a tantrum, or you are outside somewhere, you want to keep them engaged, you don't want them bored, you don't want them screaming. A screen is the first thing to pop up into our hands. So that is why it is a little dangerous, and it's therefore better for us not to focus on it as a first level of entertainment. My ophthalmologist, Dr. Bakla Kashyap, spoke to us in great detail about, why is it important to limit screen time. And the first point she says is that natural light plays a very large part in development of the eye. And so if a child is not given access to natural light and is given more access to artificial light, so you're sitting under a tube light or you've got a screen with the blue light hitting you, eye development reduces. There's an increased correlation between myopia, which is short-sightedness, and increased screen time. And we're talking about for children under the age of 5. Dr. Bakula also mentions that, babies are social beings and they learn to read emotions by looking at people's faces. Now, when we show them cartoons or anything that's animated, they tend to believe that, that is how an expression is. And so they don't necessarily learn social cues very well. Also, communication and language ability are impacted when they spend a lot of time on the screen or even playing some of those interactive games for more than, say, 15-20 minutes a day. When we had our daughter in 2021, my husband and I were very keen that we don't introduce her to screen time very early, and we find other ways of keeping her engaged. And I've got to say, I'm thrilled. We've reached her second birthday, and screen time is not a source of entertainment for her. We've deliberately not used it to distract her when she's having a tantrum, and it's been a beautiful journey actually, because it's given us a lot of time with her. It's made us more innovative, and it's made us just do what we wanted to do and say it is possible to use other means like playing, singing, dancing, music, playing board games, playing with all of her soft toys, doing all of that to keep her engaged, to keep her learning new things. And you don't always need technology to do that. So how did we manage it? The first step was that children imitate adults, right? And the first thing we did was we became more conscious of when all we are using our phone, when we are watching something on the laptop or TV, and reduced it drastically. And I think we're doing better for it. I'm not on social media all that much, purely because when my little one is awake and I'm playing with her, the phone is kept elsewhere. It's not in our hand, we're not replying to things instantly. And that has made us better about our lives, feel better, feel less stressed out. And that's the first step, I think. We need to practice what we are preaching. Step number 2 is that it's been a family affair. We've gotten everyone involved. We live in joint families, and we've explained to everyone as to why we don't want to show her the phone. There are times when my parents and my in-laws will pull out something cute, something really funny to show her, and of course she will go running up to them wanting to see it. So in that moment, right, as it is happening, either my husband and I or I will go up and explain to them, please don't show it to her. You've shown it once, that's really nice, she enjoyed it. Of course, being a child, she will want to see it again and again. So then what we try and do is we distract her, give her something else to do, something else to play with. We play with her, we make that thing feel a lot more attractive, and then they put the phone away and we move ahead. There are occasional tantrums when that happens, but to me it is worth it if we help everyone understand why we are doing this, and if in that moment we execute what we are talking about. A lot of our day goes with playing with storybooks, blocks, soft toys, a lot of these pull me, push you toys, all of these. And it does take effort, up until a few months ago, our daughter would want to be with one of us and us having to actively play with her. So, it's difficult to do anything else. But she's now become slowly independent, and she's happy to play in a space, creating her own stories. And her imagination has, grown by leaps and bounds, because she's just got a few things, and she's got this creative movement to do whatever she wants with them, right? So she's observing what we as adults do and making all of her toys do that, and then taking it into what she's doing in her everyday life. So when she started school at the age of 1 year, 9 months, she was introduced to crayons and chalk, and loves it so much, and it keeps her engaged so much that we actually did a 7-hour car journey, one way to Chikmagalur, and then it was another 5 hours coming back. and we didn't use screen time even once to entertain her through all of that. It was talking, it was singing, it was, playing all of these little games, it was sitting with her chalkboard. And to me, that's a sign that we are somewhere on the right path, that if we could manage such a long journey, and it was easy, it didn't feel difficult at all. It didn't strain us in having to keep her entertained, and it's doable. So another way that we have done all of this is when we have our dance sessions, we love to just put some music and dance. I make sure that the audio is there, but there is no video for them to see. All of these little things are what makes a big difference. So is it possible to keep your child away from digital entertainment for as long as possible? Absolutely. I mean, I've spoken about how we've done it, but it is a commitment from us. I hardly have any me time. Any daily chore that I have to do takes a lot longer because I'll have my little one following me, asking me to play with her or do this. But when I see how playful she is, how imaginative she is, how much language she has developed, doing all of this has been totally worth it. So, I do know that she will be exposed to screen time as she grows older, as she goes through a schooling system. And if I have somehow made all of these other toys, games, fun, all of that equally attractive, then I'm very happy as a parent that we have achieved our goal. And if you are a parent with a young child who has limited screen time and is doing all of these other various activities to keep themselves engaged, kudos to you, congratulations, and let's all keep going and keeping ourselves as screen time free as possible, and our children too. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.